swimming's my next goal, Whoopi.
That's what you keep saying. But as you know, you must learn to swim because you're around pools. If you're around water, you do yourself a disservice.
I know.
You do yourself a disservice not being able to swim.
That's my next one.
Okay. I'm back. So, congratulations to you all. But the presidential race just lost a candidate when Beto O'Rourke announced he's ending his campaign. Now, he came out of the gate really strong, was on cover of Vanity Fair, said he was born for this. And people were saying, well, what happened? You know, what can other candidates learn from this?
Anyone?
Well, not everyone's born to be president, I guess. That was maybe one of his first mistakes. I think the Democrats originally have gotten saw. He was like the rock star. We had him on the show. If you remember, Oprah encouraged him to run, and you had a lot of Obama aides that told campaign workers to go work for his campaign. He was sort of the one to watch.
Yeah.
He got a lot of money right out of the gate. But clearly that's not what people are feeling on the ground.
I think he suffered from premature evaluation. You know, when he starts early and then you sort of get to know them, and he can't really step up to the plate as much as the anticipation.
Well, the expectation's so high.
Yeah, and he's kind of young and a little bit callow still, and he made mistakes, and better that he would have snuck up the way Obama did. I think, you know, Obama was like in the background, and then all of a sudden you say, hey, wow, look at this. It happened the opposite with Beto. It was like, oh, okay.
That's true.
You know, and that's
Which is never what you want to happen.
Yeah. There's still so many people, though, still in the race. 17
Marianne
people.
Williamson, he got out before Marianne Williamson.
Yeah. She's still in the race.
That's pretty amazing to me.
But is that a cautionary tale? Like, shouldn't people maybe start getting out now? I mean, because I think that's why sometimes, I don't know that I believe in the polls, because there is just so many people still there. I mean, Tom Steyer, Joe Sestak. Who is that? Like,
Tom Steyer. We had him on the show.
No, Tom Steyer, I know, but Joe Sestak. Like, I was kind of like, Wayne Messam?
John Delaney.
You know, I just, there's still so many people still there.
Is it too late for a new moderate to emerge? I mean, is it possible that some new person is going to just come out?
I think
yes, it is possible.
It is,
I think everybody ought to just calm down. Because, you know, people keep waiting for something. Here's what I think is happening. People are waiting for someone to be the one so we know what direction to go in. It doesn't happen that way. You have to pay attention to everybody so you know what's happening. You can't slip this one in. You have to pay attention to it, and you got to listen and hear what you're looking for.
Well, I was reading that. Go ahead.
No, I mean, and I'm sick, so just like, but I'm not contagious, so just give me a second. I will say that that's why I wasn't here on Friday. Beto, when my husband told me that he got out of the race, I think he's actually like a beta test for why going national so quickly and being beloved by the media is always dangerous. I said that when he came on here with the Vanity Fair cover. He raised $80 million. Obama was publicly drawing comparisons to him, like saying like he's like me, and he got a ton of Obama staff. I will also say that his stance on gun buybacks, Mayor Pete said it was a shiny object that distracts from achievable gun reform. Chris Coons said it wasn't a wise policy or move, and that clip will be played for years at Second Amendment with rallies with organizations that try and scare people by saying that Democrats are coming for your guns. He also made some statements about religious institutions being getting their tax-exempt status, removed from them because if they didn't support same-sex marriage. So he did a lot of like battleground culture war, and he ran as the most left, most woke candidate, and look where he ended, one of the first out of the race.
They should not tell everything they're going to do. Like, if you're going to take people's guns away, wait till you get elected, then take the guns away. Don't tell them ahead of time.
Which, by the way, that's what people like me think you're going to do. That's what people like me think is going to happen. So I appreciate his honesty.
That's exactly, because you're saying don't be concerned, but it sounds...
No, I didn't say don't be concerned. I said calm down, because everybody wants the answer now, and it's just not going to come overnight.
I think
you have to do,
someone that does
do the
seem
work.
a little bit, and I'll use the word concerned, is Nancy Pelosi. And I got an alert on my phone over the weekend, as I'm sure you did, and she's speaking out to the Democratic Party saying, if you want to win this election, you got to speak to the middle of this country. You can't be someone that just represents San Francisco and California.
Well, I don't think
we got to
Beto
reel it
just
back in.
represented that. I think Beto was speaking to the middle of the country. I do think that this is what we do. People sound good, and you throw them up against the wall, and it's like, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have to wait and see who has to stick to it. I mean, we did the same thing with Kamala.
That's why I like Mayor Pete, because
there wasn't, and so we'll see. We'll see. You can't speed it up.
But that's the point of the electoral process is that you're supposed to sink or swim. That's the whole point. So you know when you get to the general, you know who you're working with. And I think some of these people, I've been shocked at how poorly some candidates are doing in polling. I'm shocked Kamala and is doing as poorly as she is just because, again, I thought she had a bigger base than that. She's tied with Andrew Yang in New Hampshire right now and is said to be pulling people out of New Hampshire.
She's still suffering from the way she went after Biden, I think, in that first debate. People turned on her for that.
Although I think it's still too early. I really do think it's very, very early to say that Kamala is out of it.
Today.
It's a year to the general. It's less than 3 months to Iowa. And the problem with Iowa is you start getting momentum. Whomever's going to win Iowa and New Hampshire, you get so much momentum. And you talk about people wanting to get excited. People are going to see a winner in both of those races, and it will create momentum that downturns into Super Tuesday. I'm telling you, primary politics is the only thing I really know 100% well. I grew up in this.
Gotcha.
It's actually not that much time.
Yeah, and I think
but I think people are not going. People are trying to rush something that you can't rush when you have 900,000 candidates.
Yeah, there
are more candidates.
You're right, and that's why I think polling is off. But to your point, Joy, you know, when you said, you know, is it too late for somebody to get in? The deadline to run for president in 2020 is November 3rd, 2020. Right, so there is still time.
But that's what surprises me.
And check this out: Ronald Reagan was the shortest person to sort of launch a campaign, less than 400 days before the election, and he became president. He didn't announce till mid-November 1979, and he gave himself only 357 days before winning.
And he wasn't that
there is
short.
still time.
He was kind of short.
But that's like, you know, the 80s.
We'll be back.
Later,